Okay, so I just bought this truck. It's a 99 F450 Power Stroke diesel. And we're gonna show you how to install a parking brake release handle and cable, and the two parking brake cables themselves that lead back to the rear of the passenger side and driver's side brakes. The reason why I'm doing this is because I searched everywhere. I couldn't find any information on it, and I spent hours last night trying to replace all this stuff willy-nilly. No information, no help. So I thought I'd make something up for you guys so that it would make it a little easier for you. So anyways, this panel here, you can see that that releases with these little screws. So you'd pop those four off, pull this down, and you can get to business here. So first thing you want to do, when I bought it, it had the parking brake release handle was broken off. The cable here was frayed and broken. So, and then the longer of the two parking brake cables was just coiled up down here. Luckily it was in good shape, so I didn't have to buy that. All I had to do is purchase the shorter of the two parking brake cables and the parking brake release mechanism, and it comes with the cable here. I bought both my parts from Rock Auto online. Shipped in probably about 3 days. So anyways, first thing you want to do is, pop these two nuts right here off. They were, I believe, a 3/8 socket, so I just popped those off, dropped my parking brake release handle, and then right here you can see this this right here is where it connects into there. I pulled that out, got rid of the old one. So the first thing I did was put my new one, parking brake release handle, put my new one on, and the first thing I did is I fished it through here, right there, and then you'll see there's like a grooved, notched area on this that the cable end connects to. Just connect that, and you just kind of fish it in there and then connect it in there. Probably need to have a flashlight, it's tough to see in there. Once you get that in there, then you can go ahead and put your parking brake release handle up here, and hand tighten the two nuts so it kind of holds this in place. At that time you can go ahead and connect this portion here in there. And then once you got that, go ahead and tighten these two nuts down and then release your parking brake. Mine was all the way down. I released it, it brought it all the way up. And then at that time, as it's down, I went ahead and took this rubber spacer stop on the top of the parking brake pedal here. I took that out because later on it'll come in handy, because it gives you a little bit more room on your smaller cable that I'm going to show you that you're going to need to be putting in. So once I got that done, I went ahead and took my shorter cable, which is under here, and I fed it. That's this cable here, okay? I fed it up into the body here, it just pops right up in there. There's a rubber grommet here. I used some axle grease, greased up the old one, slid that thing off, and then greased up the new one, slid it on there, so that I still had it. But anyways, you feed this cable up inside the body first. See it right there? Feed that up in there, and then go back top, and before you do anything else, I don't know if you can see this or not, but right here, there's the metal bracket here, and then there's your parking brake cable. You got to get this fed up into that metal hole there where it seats up tight to the bottom of it. And that's not easy, but you can get it done. I worked on it, cussed, everything, but I finally got it up in there. It's seated up in there good. And once I did that, I pressed my parking brake pedal down. Then I fished the cable end over the top of everything, and then you can see it here or not. Right in there is where you're going to connect your cable. When it's not on there and your everything's not done, your foot pedal will drop further down, and you can grab it with a pair of needle nose pliers and kind of turn it and pop it into its slot. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's up in there, right in here. So once you get that on there, half the battle's done so far. Then that's all done there. You can drop back down underneath the truck, and your cable's all hooked up on the inside. You want to go ahead and take this and fish it through here, right there. And again, you want to get it seated up in here nice and tight. Then you'll feed that cable through here as well. This is where they splice in together. So this is the end of that shorter cable that goes up into the truck. Okay, this right here is the longer cable that fishes down all the way back to your two rear cables. And we'll go over there real quick. But anyways, get this all up in here and let it dangle here. Then you're going to want to fish this cable here through here, and let it dangle down over here. Okay, we'll get to this portion in a minute. So now we'll go over to the other side of the back side of the truck. Okay, so now you got everything fished in here, and you want to take this part right here, that little mechanism here, that's connected to your longer cable. So get that connected up to your two rear cables, the one that goes to the passenger side and the driver's side rear brakes. This is where the work comes along. And I don't know if I have the right tools for it, but what I use, and they may make a tool for it, but I didn't check or anything. I use these vice grip U-clamps. Came in handy. And then also I had a pair of needle nose pliers, and obviously my flathead screwdriver. But anyways, these vice grip U-clamps, you're going to need to put tension on these two cables here. So you want to draw this back that way. Okay, so in order to do that, I had two sets of these vice grip U-clamps, and I would feather into there like that on the top. See that? And I attached the other end right here to that U-bolt right there, so that I had something to clamp it to. So I'd get that one in, tension it down, and then take another set. With this set still stays on here, okay? Then you drop with your other set, you come to the bottom side of it and get that tensioned down. Once you get that, then you got to take the top one back off and re-tension that even more. and then do the bottom one, retension it even more. At all the time keeping your upper or lower clamp you know, attached. So you want, the idea behind this is try to get this portion here on both top and bottom as close to this the U-bolt as you possibly can to get enough stretch on the long cable here that goes all the way back there. So I got it to where it was almost touching the U-bolt on the upper side and the lower side with these two clamps. Okay, very important. You just, it's work, guys, but you know, what isn't, you know. I tried a come along hooked up to this to try to get it pulled back that way. That wasn't working. All it was doing was turning this real funky and binding this portion of the cable right here up. I tried a tie down straps. That didn't work with a rope connected to it, trying to keep this straight. That didn't work. It bound again. So then I came up with the vice grip U-clamps, one at the top, one at the bottom, and that worked. It was the golden ticket. So once you get that tight to where I told you here, all the way to this U-bolt on both top and bottom side, keep your U-clamps clamped on there, and we will go over to here. Now is the reason why I pulled this little rubber bumper off of the top of the brake pedal, because it gave me just enough room to get those two cables down below spliced together. Before you even get the tension on and everything, these two cables right here had probably, I don't know, 4 to 6 inches of space between them, and that kind of leaves you wondering how the hell does that come together. And those U-clamps were the ticket, and then taking that rubber bumper off of the top of the parking brake was the absolute ticket. I didn't do that at first. I did that at the very last. I looked up there and said, oh man, there's just, if that parking brake will go up that distance where that rubber bumper is, when I take it off, that's all I need, because once I got it clamped down back there, I was about a ½ inch from actually being able to get this portion here slotted into here to where it would seat back into this little crimper, this little coupling. So very important to take that bumper off of the parking brake pedal itself. Once I did that, it was golden. I took a pair of needle nose pliers. I hooked it on the one end here, the other end of here, crimped them together, and it just was perfect, man. It dropped right in there, and oh, what a relief it was, let me tell you. That was the ticket on that. So then once you're done there, game over, man. You got it all handled. All you got to do is put everything back together, take your two clamps off at the end down there, get your inside of your truck all put back together, and you're rocking and rolling. You have a working parking brake and parking brake release. Bam. Okay, so I sure hope this helps you guys out, because sure would have helped me out. I went through a lot of trial and error trying to figure out how to get this done. So that was my way of installing the parking brake release handle and parking brake cables. The shorter one at the top front end of the truck, and then the longer one that goes from the shorter cable all the way back to the rear brake cables. I sure hope this helps you guys out.